Hey friends, it's Steven with Leviathan Snakes, and for this week we're doing another egg to shed video, and while the clutch isn't visually stunning, it is the one that I am super excited about. And it is our Sunset Boy Aries to our visual clown girl Pennywise for an entire clutch of double het sunset clowns, and we are freaking stoked. In fact, this clutch is actually the very first clutch that we've ever had where we've hatched out sunsets or het sunsets in this specific situation. And it was really stressful. There was some first time things that happened to us during this clutch that certainly made me worried while it was going on. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get to it. A little bit of background information about this clutch. So the sire for this clutch is our visual Sunset Boy Aries, and we picked him up from Brock Wagner. He was probably one of our first really big investment animals that we got. And I absolutely love the Sunset Project. It is the videos that Brian Cusco did where he's showing off his cinnamon inchy sunset clutches that made me fall in love with the morph. And we have an entire video on us getting into it. I talk about sunset all the time, but I love this boy. So he is definitely my favorite snake that we own. The dame for the clutch, her name is Pennywise, and she is a visual clown female, and we got her as an adult, as a proven breeder adult. And it was a really good deal. I was browsing Morph Market as everybody does, and she came up, I think that she was $800 or something like that as a proven breeder female. And the reason why that she was priced lower than what a lot of other proven breeder clown females go for is that the person who had her had bred her the year she had laid a clutch the year previously, and it took her a year to get back up to 1,500 grams because she would only eat mice, and it would only be occasionally she would eat mice, and she just wasn't a good eater. So we got her at the time because, one, it was a good deal, and I know that there's lots of stories about this not ending up well, but that's one reason. And the second reason is that we breed African soft fur rodents, and we've kind of noticed that a lot of snakes that eat mice will also eat African soft furs or ASFs, and when we got her, that's exactly what happened. So she crushes ASFs, and she went from 1,500 grams to 2,200 grams, almost overnight. It felt like she just crushed food. She did really well, and she was actually the very first animal very first girl that Aries, our Sunset Boy, ever locked with. So we had paired him to a couple of other females at the time, but he was a new breeder. He hadn't ever locked before. He didn't know what he was doing, and we think that by her being a proven breeder, it kind of helped out because she kind of knew the ropes. So they get locks in. This was probably around October of 21 when we started pairing. So he was about a year old. She had laid a clutch the year before, didn't lay anything that year, so she was good condition. And even though they start locking in October, they lock about once a month from October until March-ish. I'd have to kind of look at our notes to see exactly when they stopped locking. But she had fairly solid follicle growth up front. She would have a consistent kind of build to the point where I thought that she was going to be one of our very first clutches of the season. But as you can tell by all these other videos, she ended up going earlier for us, but certainly not our first clutch of the season. So she did really well. She had consistent growth, but once she got to about 25-30 millimeter follicles, she kind of slowed at that point, and then some of our other females kind of overtook her during this season.
So when Pennywise laid her first egg, Steven was traveling. I think he was either picking up or dropping off his son. So he was on his way home from a very long drive, and I checked on Pennywise. It was before her due date, but we check on them quite a bit. And she'd pushed an egg out, and it was super exciting because we're oh boy, this is our first sunset clutch. So I didn't text him right away because I wanted to surprise him when he got home, and he was about 20 minutes away, and I was okay, let me go see if she's done laying. And again, he was coming from Illinois, so it had been 6 hours since I had seen her with just the one egg, and I go and I check on her, and it's still just the one egg.
All right, buddy. So we, as in Wyatt here and I, just got back from our long drive from Illinois.
It was about 300 miles away.
300. It was a lot longer than 300 miles away. Anyways, and what happened while we were driving back?
checked on Pennywise and we have 1 egg out. And then I checked on her again and we still only have 1 egg out, but she's not on that egg, so I'd like to go ahead and put it in an incubator box because I don't know exactly how long it's been out and it looks like she's not laying any other eggs yet.
All right, let's do it. Let's see it. So,
And they could be.
shh, buddy, we're doing a video.
So it's a little funky looking.
It is a little funky looking. So this is the first egg that was pretty much produced from our sunset male. So we are super excited to see how it is. So we're gonna candle it
Oh, I can see through it.
and see veins.
Yeah.
Wait, you can see actually veins, so you can see the snake.
No, the snake isn't in it yet. It's still an embryo.
I mean, it looks like a good.
There's the embryo right there.
All right.
So he gets home and again, she doesn't push any more out. I ask if we could go ahead and incubate the egg that's in there because she's not around it and I don't want it to get cold. I want to make sure that it gets put into the incubator because it doesn't look like she's actively pushing out any more eggs. So we put it in the incubator. It's a little funky looking. It's like a little like miscolored, a very like thin shell. And we weren't sure what was going to happen to it. It was premature. It was not looking great, but it had veins. So we incubate the egg, and every single day we are checking on her like 3 times a day. We are getting a little worried because that's never happened to us before.
Quick update. It has been, I think, 10 days now. It was last Monday, so today is a Wednesday, June 8th. And on Monday, not this Monday that just happened, but the one before that, our clown female Pennywise, who has been paired to our visual sunset male. She laid 1 egg and we are super, super stoked about it. Now, that 1 egg is in the incubator. It's been in the incubator the whole time, but it's not that she just laid 1 egg and it was a really small clutch. She is still like filled with eggs, and we've talked to lots of different people and pretty much everybody's telling us to like be patient, which we 100% get, and we definitely will do that, but it is definitely nerve-wracking. She doesn't seem to be in any form of distress, but we just are worried about her because we don't want anything bad to happen to her or anything like that. But we're just having patience, just waiting it out. We're probably gonna wait until either 40 or 45 days. I'm not exactly sure which one, post pre-lay shed, and if she still hasn't laid the rest of the eggs by then, we'll probably get a hold of a vet. But everything that we've like read, if it comes to like if she's like actually egg bound, like her uterus is twisted or anything like that, it's not a good sign and probably isn't going to end well for her or the eggs. We just really don't want something bad to happen, and it just really, really sucks because this is our very first sunset clutch that we've had. So we do have 1 egg. It's a good egg so far in the incubator, but just hopefully all the other ones are okay. Hopefully she'll be okay, and we just keep going on with our season. But I'll update again once she lays.
We reach out to a couple different people, and a lot of people tell us that sometimes they just need to relieve some pressure. They push out 1 egg and they lay the rest of their clutch a couple days later. The thing that we need to look out for is if she looks like she is trying to lay and the eggs still aren't coming out. So she never looked like she was stressed out. She never looked like she was actively trying to lay the eggs. So we left her alone for 10 days. 10 days after she laid her original egg, she laid the rest of her clutch, which was such a relief.
So,
What are you excited about today?
we finally have our first full sunset clutch, and it is our clown female Pennywise to our visual sunset male Aries, and I am so stoked. So,
Show us where her other egg, beginning. Show us where the beginning of her clutch is and where it has been for over a week.
Over a week, she laid 1 egg from this clutch and it's been in here. She laid on May 30th. It is like June 9th, June 10th now. So like 11 days after she laid one egg, she laid the rest of the clutch. And we are super, super excited about it, but this has been stressing me out. I have probably checked like, how many times? How many times do you think I've checked?
4 times a day.
Yeah, 4 times a day, at least. At freaking least. And I finally gave up. And it was just like, she's never gonna lay, even though we could literally see like the bulges of eggs in her. And then she lays, so that's what's required. Give up all hope. Like.
Okay, sorry. It's so heavy.
Okay, do you want to
For those at home, Steven's making me use a stabilizer that weighs 40 pounds. Heavier than my fat baby. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, alright, I'm gonna pull her out, and here she is. She's looking amazing. She was absolutely packed with eggs. Like, I can't even describe how big she was, especially given how little she looks now.
Is she done?
Yeah, she's all done. Oh, she looks so small. I feel so bad. Okay, so how many eggs are there?
9 plus the 1.
9, so 10 eggs.
And we got one funky egg. Looks like.
Egg.
Again, I don't know what gets us demonetized.
Oh, true.
A breast egg.
Not breast egg.
This one's good. The veins are a little weak. That's usually how you find it. You follow the veins back. Do you notice the like
speckling on them?
It's almost like little stars. Do you think it's because she was overdue?
Maybe. They're like extra calcification.
Oh, this one's clear.
Okay, so.
So this is a dud.
A dud. So, wait, can you do that one again? Alright, so, no veins.
So this is a slug, even though it looks like a good egg.
Alright, 1 slug, so. Alright.
These veins are really weak. Unless it's upside down. This one's almost clear, baby.
Alright, well,
We'll still incubate it, but
yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, this one's much better. You see that embryo?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming the reason it's got those is because she was overdue.
We weren't quite sure when the eggs would be due. Is that first egg that she laid, does should we expect that baby to come out 60 days after incubation, or should we expect it to come out when the rest of the clutch started incubating? Are the other eggs late? Should we be worried about the amount of like calcium buildup on the shell? Really, it just isn't a clutch that we knew what was going on. We're used to things being pretty straightforward, and this clutch was not straightforward. It turns out on day 62, we cut the egg and the baby was perfectly healthy. It took a couple days for her to come out of the shell on her own, and several more days for the rest of the clutch to hatch. And once they were all out of the egg, all the babies were perfectly healthy. Nothing to worry about any of them. They all had good weight. They all look fine. No kinks, no bad jaws, no bad anything. They're fantastic. And even more exciting, it's out of 9 eggs, we have 6 females and 3 males. And I know what you're thinking. We're probably wrong. But I have popped these babies several times, and I'm not So I haven't been popping for a long time, but I'm very good at it. So we also pulled out our tiny little probe just to make sure we had the sexes right. And I don't know what to tell you guys. We got phenomenal odds on this clutch because we really wanted to hold back 1.3. And not only do we get to hold back 1.3, or 1.4 if you are Steven Capps and Brock Wagner talking to each other, but we can sell the other remaining babies in pairs. So double hets don't do a lot of good when you just have one double het. So we can sell them as a female and male pair double het. And possibly even a 1.2 double het trio, depending on if anybody is interested in that, since we do have 2.3 to sell. So we're really excited about the clutch. It turned out phenomenally. We have several holdbacks. We're holding back right now 3 females, 1 male. Guys, they all look normal, but let's go check out some babies.
This was the premature egg that was, I don't know, 9 days early compared to all the other ones. And she ended up being amazing. So she is one of our holdbacks. Her name is Mona. And again, she's just a normal, but she's double het for Sunset Clown. We did really, really good on the sex odds for this clutch. So 1 female double het Sunset Clown right here. We had, again, really, really good odds on the male and female ratio. So this second girl is another double het Sunset Clown female, and she is another holdback. Her name is Ike. So, cutie right here. She is very defensive, and by defensive, I mean like she doesn't care who you are. She'll take your lunch money, as Courtney would say. So we are stoked to have her. Last female holdback that we have is this girl right here. Again, double het Sunset Clown, and her name is Serra. Serra. So a little bit more of like the fantasy spelling of the name. But she looks amazing. I cannot wait to see her babies once she's all grown up. I mean, she might be the one who produces our very first Sunset Clowns. That'd be freaking wild, and we cannot wait. All right, last holdback from the clutch that we have is this boy right here. Again, same like all the others, double het Sunset Clown. And he was one of the first snakes that came out. I think he was the second one. So we had 1 female come out right away, then we had him as a male, and it made us like a little worried about the gender odds for the rest of the clutch since we got a male so quickly, even though that was 100% exactly what was supposed to happen. 1 male, 1 female. But we didn't end up with very many males at all in the clutch, actually, and out of 9 eggs, he was one of 3 males. That means that we got 3 males, 6 females in our double het Sunset Clown clutch. Going on to the animals that are not holdbacks, this right here is one of the 3 females that we are going to have available. So when we are selling these, we're not going to sell them as individual animals. Instead, we're going to sell them as pairs. So if somebody was interested in getting her, they would end up getting her and one of the males. So they get 1.1. And even though we only have 2 males that are available and 3 females, the way that we're going to go about for the third female is that if somebody is interested in getting, instead of a 1.1 breeding group for the Sunset Clown project, instead they wanted a 1.2, then we would do that sale as well, but we aren't planning on selling a female on her own. So she is the first of the non-holdbacks. So the second of the female non-holdbacks is this girl, and I really like her. Again, they're all normals, but I just feel like she has really rich colors to her, and she just looks awesome. So again, all of them are 100% heterozygous for both clown and for sunset. So The last one that we got here for the female non-holdbacks is this girl. And something I think is kind of cool about her is her tail doesn't quite have a ringer, but you can kind of tell how it has a different color. It's got a little bit of white coming up here, just a little bit difference. And this is the only sign I've ever seen. I've never seen this in any other snake that is like het sunset, of there being like something else, some kind of visual indication of like the het influence at play. I've never seen this in any of the other ones, so it's not something that I would go off of. But yeah, just a little teeny tiny bit, like almost like it was wanting to start a ringer, but it didn't. So she is the last of the 3 female double het sunset clowns that will be available. This boy is one of the male double het sunset clowns that we have available, and a little hissy right there. Again, just beautiful. He has got that strong black back. He just looks awesome. Again, they're all normals, double het sunset clown. All right, and then the last snake to show off here is this boy. Again, normal double het sunset clown. He is not a holdback. He looks amazing. I really, really like him. So this boy and the last boy that I just showed, they will be with one of the females if somebody wanted to buy one of the females as a 1.1 pair. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, again, as we do all of these videos, we have a little bit of a call to action here at the end. And that is if there is one of these animals that you want. So we're going to be releasing 2 pairs, 1.1, one male, one female, of the 9 different eggs. So if you are interested in getting into the sunset or sunset clown project and you are wanting to get one of these snakes, or 2 of these snakes, I guess, let us know. We have 1 extra female. By extra, I just mean that there is a female that doesn't have a male that we are also going to be selling. But the way that we're going to do that is if you want to, instead of getting a 1.1 pair, you are interested in getting a 1.2 pair, that's when we can do that. So if you want to know when these animals are available, like as soon as they're available, send us a message on Instagram and we will add you to our wait list. And when we add people to our wait list, we just, essentially, it's not like an actual like wait list where it's like necessarily this is the first person who asked, so they're the first person who gets a chance. Instead, we add you to like an email newsletter. And there's no obligation, like if you are interested in them, but you don't necessarily know if you'll have the funds at the time whenever they're available, that's perfectly okay. Because what's gonna happen is we add everybody who's interested onto this newsletter, and whenever we have a clutch, right before we post them to Morph Market, maybe like 5-ish days before we post to Morph Market, we will let everybody on the wait list know, hey, this clutch is about to go into Morph Market. And if anybody buys an animal during that period when we send out the wait list, but before we post to Morph Market, we give them like some kind of discount. Usually it's between 10 and 20%. It just kind of depends on exactly what the animal is and the demand for it, or anticipated demand, and as well as like the price threshold. So if you guys are interested in one of these babies and you really, really want to get them fast, let us know on Instagram that you're interested. We'll sign you up for the newsletter, and that's pretty much everything. If not, if this is like months that this video has been posted, check up on Morph Market. Even if these babies aren't available, we'll probably have something else on there that you might like. The last thing that I want to say is I want to thank everybody again for watching. I hope that everybody's having an awesome day, and we cannot wait for the next one. So the next video that we're going to be doing for our egg to shed video is going to be a red striped yellow belly clutch to our sunset male, and we are freaking stoked. This clutch was awesome. So hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.